Yo, 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 how we doing? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. What's going on? Y'all can't tell, I'm a little big face right now, but I got some changes behind me. You can't tell. I'll get it out of the way for you. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Look at this. Look at what we're working with. Awesome stuff. Let me switch to the chart. What's going on, y'all? How we doing? Hope your weekend was good. Give y'all a second to filter in. Let me give myself a second, make sure everything's running. And that we are live. Make sure I press the live button. Looks like we are. Okay, awesome. Looks like everything's working the way it should. Sick. Get into the charts in 1 second. Give me 10 seconds. All right, I'm back. What up, Brian? What's going on? How we doing, sir? How we doing? Testing out a few different things. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you don't. We'll go from there. Some audio visual stuff. Where are we on the chart? We are wicking the lower count, never found 29K, and kind of just in like the Omega range. Where are we on a profile perspective? Inside of Friday's range. Yeah, just rotating up and down. As expected, as expected. Y'all are just filtering in though. Say what's up. Let me know you're here. What up, Seven? How was y'all's weekend? We doing good? Howdy doing? What's going on? All right, let me switch back to this chart. I'll let y'all filter in and then I'll go over all of the all of the things that have changed and things that are going to change. Because there is still stuff in the works. How was y'all's weekend though? I had a good weekend, very relaxing. Didn't do a ton, which was nice. Just kind of worked out, went on some runs. Ate. Like that's, you know, the huge. I do have the, because this is happy hour night. Every night here is happy hour night, but I do have the happy hour night. Can't see it because it's in a mug, but I am rocking a tequila soda. As a citizen would. Is that a Yeti bug? Yeah, it is, bro. Yeah, it is. You know it is. I have the, it's actually like a little limited edition guy. It's got, I don't know if any of you all know what this is. Let me get the glare off. There we go. I don't know if anyone here is going to know what that is, but if you do, ball knowledge for sure. Ball knowledge reference. What up, Chart Dad? What's going on? Slay at home dad, what's going on? All right, re-accepting back into the Celts. Very nice. I do want to go over like chart stuff real quick because it is Tokyo Open. Hopefully we get some decent movement off this and we're not, you know, range bound for all of eternity. That being said, we've already put in 180 points roughly, give or take, of range on the session in the first 2 hours or whatever. Might be a long one, boys. Might be a long one. We might be pinned for a little bit. I hope not, but you never know. Would be cool if we weren't. What happened at this low order flow wise? I do want to know. Oh, this was fast. This was in the first 5-10 minutes. Got it. Don't love that. And then just grinding up ever since, huh? Interesting. Definitely going to be a little hands off for me for now, all things considered. Let's see, we've got prior day's point of control at 29,404 roughly, 29,403. Not bad. It looks like we're kind of just steaming back down towards that. I definitely expect us to repair this LVN at 412 without a doubt. And then from there, like anybody's guess, really. Considering how wide yesterday's range is, we've kind of swept out a portion of it, but we have not actually tested the extremes of any side. So we did wick out this prior day's point of control as well. Or sorry, this HVN, not point of control. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing I'm like super in love with. We opened up outside the Celts, so the obvious like starter position on this is to fade. And it looks like that's playing out. Probably to Celt mid at 400. I think that makes a lot of sense. Potentially, if it looks good enough, I will consider the long at 400. But other than that, I think it's pretty hard to participate in any of this. All right. So if y'all can't tell, some changes. One, spent a couple of hours figuring out camera and lighting. So I've got some little vibey lights behind me. I've got the purple rocking right now, but I can do this. Pay attention very closely. Got a few different options. I don't like the red. The red like washes me out, dude. I look like a Sith Lord. This is like a peach. This is like a yellowish green. This is a green. So anytime there's a green trade, anytime I hit an absolute banger on stream, which doesn't happen often, but if I hit a banger, then green lights are coming on. And then this is the blue. This is like a classic. The blue's nice. And then this is, oh, sorry, this is the teal. And this is purple. I've been rocking with purple for a little bit. I think it blends well with my little lighting on the side here. But as I said, anytime I hit a banger, y'all are going to see the green lights come out. So that's pretty fun. What up, Mitch? Ooh, a little bit happening. What up, Root? How you doing? It's popping. I mean, if we push right here and then just bid back up into the highs, that's no go for me. Up until we go trade prior day's high. If we just mess around up here the whole session, I got nothing for that. I do want to mark out real quick. I already have a magnet. Good. I do want to mark out real quick. Globex open right here at, what is this? 29,392. I'm interested in that. If we are going to sell back at all, back into, you know, like the range we've been in so far, I am interested in this area as an area to kind of wick out and then bounce from. I think whatever happens at Globex Open will be pretty telling, especially for the coming week in terms of like, okay, we had 1 big attempt, 2 attempts, 3 big attempts to sell into the lows and held this original low. So anything reclaiming and testing this, I think we don't just hit prior day's high. I think tomorrow's RTH session is like on the table to go hit 29,760s is the way I'm looking at that. What up, Fallen? What's going on? Am I trading? Yeah, dog. I'm on stream. I'm trading. If I see a trade, I'm gonna take it. What up, Shay? What's going on? 760s. Yeah, dude. I think 760s makes a lot of sense. If we are holding this area though, if we're holding like 400s Globex open without any attempt to trade back into the lows, which like, who knows? I mean, y'all know this is like, London always gets this ridiculous move where like Asia could go trade above like 530s, right? And then London's just going to wick us back into the lows, sweep it, and then pump. London's ridiculous. That's no shade at Jamie. That's just London session. Oh, speaking of, announcement just dropped. Jamie's going to be taking over Matt's spot in the mornings for a little bit, up Monday, so tomorrow through Wednesday, and then Thursday, I believe Matt's going to be back. Keep a lookout for that. You're going to be getting a marathon stream at a Jamie this week, which is pretty exciting. I will, as always, try to tune in when I can. Y'all know the schedule, y'all know the deal, but should be fun. What's he gonna stream for? It's gonna be like a 4.5 hour stream. So he's gonna be like in my shoes, ripping the 5-hour piece. Should be fun though. See if the young man's up to it. Putting Jamie to work, yeah, exactly. I like it better than New York. Nah, dude, New York's been treating me really well recently, except for the one time that I decided, hey, I need to make money in the first 30 minutes because I don't have time the rest of the day, and then proceeded to just hose myself. When I don't do that, New York session, New York Open is great. Big fan of New York Open. Ready? Watch this. Watch this. Nice. Oh, speaking of data, what do we have for news? That's a great question. Do we have news? Is a great question. All right, tonight we've got nothing, unless it's unannounced, in which case y'all know the deal. Always have a stop, but we've got nothing. There is a Treasury Secretary announcement tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Good to know. And that's kind of it for tomorrow. So tomorrow's a pretty light news day. Trying to see what else we have in the week. I mean, why don't I show y'all? What else do we have in the week? So nothing tomorrow except for whatever this is going to be. What's up, dog? What up, Liam? Nothing here. This is all overnight stuff. Euro news. Consumer confidence on Tuesday. Keep that in mind. PCE, durable goods, all of that during Jamie's session on Wednesday. Oh. NVIDIA quarter 2 2027 earnings. Am I reading that right? Why would it be 2027? What do you mean by that? Do I not know what year it is? Anyways, 8:30 jobs. This is on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday. Because I have this date right here, August 28th, very upfront in my mind. I know exactly what day that is. And Friday's got Michigan sentiment. Okay, cool. So relatively light. It's kind of just like one thing in the morning every week or every day, roughly expected, except for tomorrow. Not bad. All right, we are coming back into prior day's close, which is very interesting, or at least trying to. This is the sell area I was talking about. What does this look like? Filling in some of this volume here. This is prior day's point of control as well at 400s. I'm interested to see what this looks like, whether this is a spot that we hold from, which let me switch to the order flow chart real quick. Yo, Archangel, what up? What up, Zach? What's going on? HCFX, what up? What's going on? What up, Nicholas? What's going on? How's my weekend? It was solid, dude. It was solid. It was a little restful. Made some changes. If you can tell to the background and all that, we're cooking. We are absolutely cooking with gas. We've graduated from the electric stove. We are on propane now, believe it or not. Getting pretty close to just going like full French cooktop. Exposed flame. Steak over, just straight exposed flame. Nothing better. Might turn the broiler on. I don't know. Cheers again. Welcome to happy hour. What up, Biz? Whoa there. Shay, I'm on whatever the newest one is, I think, version 7. They made some updates to it. That being said, Shay, that being said, if you're interested in futures trading platforms, you should go to the link in the description that says Get Tradester, or a better futures platform is coming, and you should sign up for the beta/waitlist for Tradester. That is going to be the greatest platform ever made. I'm very confident in that statement. Looks like we are trading slightly below 400 and slightly below Globex Open as of right now. Curious to see whether there's a bid that shows up here. I'm not going to long this yet. I would like to see a reclaim, something that aggressively pushes us back above like 392s and all that. If we just sell into 340s, I'm not opposed to that either. Nah, Ninja bought Tradeify. Tradeify's a different platform. But yes, Ninja did buy Tradeify a while ago, though. It was 2-3 years ago at this point. And they made their whole like integration changes and all that. I keep asking and no one's answering. How was y'all's weekend? How we doing? Anyone do anything exciting, fun? I don't know, did you go bungee jumping or something? Skydiving? Wouldn't hate seeing this just rip down to 340s. Fishing trip, very nice. Very nice. I went clubbing Sam's Club. Yeah, real, bro. Real. To be fair, Wholesale club is the best club. I stand by that. Wholesale club wins every time. You ever been lit at Costco on a 3 p.m. on a Sunday? Nothing like it. Getting free samples. Do they still do free samples? It's been so long since I've seen free samples at Costco. I feel like after the pandemic, that got kind of like phased out. Nice, Shay. Nice. Hey, good luck, Nicholas. Good luck. Nicholas, do your schools run on like, I hesitate to say normal, because like for me it's normal, right? Like August up and through like May, if you're like in a later school, like early June. Do your schools also run on that same schedule? So like you're technically graduating halfway through the year? I don't know, like presume, because I'm saying normal for me, but it might not be normal for you. I don't know. Is that how they work there? Nice, Ryan. Nice. Yo, for anyone that doesn't know in the chat, which I don't know, might be a few of you, special guest Texas Tuwayan, Texas Ryan, is going to be on stream tomorrow night, same time, same place. So make sure to come back for that. You don't want to miss Texas Ryan on stream. He's been on Jamie's, and I have been lucky enough to now grab him as the next special guest featured on the Jaws show. He's in hot demand. He's a busy guy, so it was not easy. I had to talk to his agent, had to go through his manager, had to cough up the booking fee. It's a tough process, but we were able to book him, so that's all that matters. Yeah, no more samples, dude. I feel like I've seen that, and it's like sneaky. Like it was a slow phase out. Like they just slowly got less and less sample options, and then eventually they just all disappeared. Tragic. All right, didn't get to wick out 40s. Unfortunate. Do we trade into anything big down here, though, is the real question. Not really. This doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. Also, chat, I know on Thursday night I said that I would be on the TPT account tonight. I have the TPT account. 50% off purchase with code TBM. I believe there's still 50. Let's double check. Let's check. Let's check. I'm sorry, I should know this. I'm also looking at something else right now. I'm sorry. Does it take profit trader? It is. Very nice. TPT is still 50% off for those that are wondering. You can go hit the link in the description, tbm.gg/jaws, and then that will bring you over to my little landing page thing, I believe. Actually, it should route to the main page now, no? It does. Very nice. Change went through. Okay, it does route to the main page, which is awesome, because from there, why don't I just do this with y'all? Look at this. Boom. Ready? Description. Right click. Boom. Boom. Look at this. Oh, get deal. Why? Why don't I? Get deal. Excellent. 50% off. So I did end up getting that, and I do have the account. And this is totally on me, I fully thought that that I could use it with TradeC, and I can't. I thought just because it was a rhythmic connection, I was like, oh, I can use this on TradeC no matter what. Duh, makes sense. No, that's not how it works. So I have to think about that a little bit. I'm debating whether I want to do it like through RTrader Pro, which I don't know if anyone here has ever traded through RTrader Pro. It's not the most pain-free experience. Let's just go with that. Or I route it through MotiveWave here. My only hesitancy with that is that I really enjoy having my bug-free, issue-free, works perfectly 99.9% of the time CQG live data, that I'm really hesitant to bring in prop data, to bring in the sim side of data back into MotiveWave, because y'all know how that worked out. Y'all saw that. So I'm still debating that. Maybe I'll come to a decision on that during this stream. Maybe y'all can give me another option. I don't know. But those are kind of the two things I'm throwing around. But either way, as of right now, that's the TPT situation. No trades on that account, by the way. I mean, market just opened. So I am still just chilling on the 50K Lucid daily eval. And we're going from there. Stand by. I do need to go big face for a hot second. Which, I mean, big face is nice because it, oh, hello. It shows you even better everything I've got. There we go. Going on over here. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Not bad. Not bad if I do say so myself. We go back to this. Oh, there's the wick of the lower kelp, by the way. I'm very interested. All right, we're back. Sorry. I am very interested in seeing what happens here. Oh, was I busy and I already missed it? Are you kidding me? Okay, not yet. The move just looks bigger than it actually is. I got concerned. All right, this is a nice bid. I would throw an order like here. Unfortunate that buy 3 is not an option, but whatever. I would throw that order right there and see if that fills. For the potential wick back into like prior day's close, or sorry, Globex open, my bad. At like 390s potential. All right, let's see if that, wow. Wow. What, no, bro. It's way too early for this, man. Are we serious? It's way too early for this. Are we for real? Are we for real? Hold on, Jarvis enhance. Jarvis, add spectrometer. Brother, are we for real? Dude, it's way too early for this. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Whatever. That's cool. I didn't even want the trade anyways. That order there, that was just for Fred. Like, that was just a test to see if Fred's watching. And Fred's apparently watching. So that's good. That's brutal. That's so brutal. All right, well, I'm gonna pull that. Tough. Can't wait to watch it go and actually trade that. Oh, hello. The fact, okay, that would have filled. The fact that we're coming back down, though, I do want to be a little bit more careful with this now, just to see what happens here. Oh, what up, liquidity pull? Liquidity, I have to ask, is that a reference to the Instagram account? That's not a plug. That is just a genuine question. What's the backstory on that name, big dog? Do I play piano, Nicholas? No, I don't. I definitely don't play piano. So y'all can see the keyboard here. This is an Arturia mini lab. I mess around on the Arturia. I wouldn't by no means say that I play piano. My version of messing around on the Arturia is turning on the chord function and then just like hitting synth chords and seeing if it sounds fun. That is literally it. Oh, Shay, I just saw this. I'm sorry. These are just big trades. Like literally all this is marking out within a half-second aggregation period the trade size. And if it's bigger than that, it prints a bubble and that's it. It's not necessarily like to the depth of detail that Bookmap has for like icebergs and absorption indicators. You kind of have to like infer that, but I think they're useful. Like this to me right now is showing that we had large buyers stepping into an equally large passive seller up here between like 73s and 76s. That to me is interesting to know because it shows that there is a seller that was willing to continue selling as we come into the lows. So if we're able to reclaim this, like I'll mark it out in the chart, if we're able to reclaim this box right here from 76s to 60s, that like 15, 16 point-ish range, and this seller is underwater, I'm very interested in potential longs. That would be the way that I'm like using the order flow side of this. So we'll see if that happens or not. I would be long had I kept my order there. I don't feel terrible about taking it off considering I got missed by a point, sorry, by a tick. I would like to see what happens as we attempt to trade lower again. Maybe we rip this, maybe we don't. If I see something really obvious like down here in the 40s, or if we sweep this low and I see something really obvious, that changes it a little bit. But as of right now, I kind of just want to see what happens between 77s and 60s. Wouldn't even hate if we come back into the lows, like sub 40s, you know, find like a fat passive buyer and then rip it. Could be the move. Chat, if y'all have a drink in hand, what are we drinking on tonight? I told you I got the tequila soda. I'll probably go re-up on this in a little bit too. What's everyone got in the hand though? If you're just waking up, I'm assuming caffeine of some sort, but if you're, you know, going to bed, what do we got? A little beverage, a little ice cold beverage or what? What is Fernet? Let me look this up real quick so I'm educated. Interesting. Wait, so it's like a bitter? Is it an actual drink or is it just bitters? Oh, wait, this is like a thing. Look, it's Argentina. Argentina's unofficial drink is Fernet con coco. Con coca. Interesting. I had no idea this existed, and the more you know. I will if I'm ever in a scenario or situation to try that, I will definitely try that. That sounds fun. Fallen, that is. Hit some water, my friend. Hit some water. Get this man a water right now. Diet Dr. Thunder. Is that like a Dr. Pepper alternative? I don't want to say knockoff, but like alternative. Okay, still kind of just going sideways of the lows here, which is interesting. Again, I want to see either something really obvious at the lows, like 40 and below, or I want to see a nice clean break of this 76s to 60s range and then rip up from there. That's kind of it. That's what I've got on the docket. So Walmart's a knockoff Dr. Pepper. Fire. Love to hear it. Yeah, I asked about that because I saw there was a video from a while back. It's like a couple years old at this point, of this dude making a skit of like all the knockoff brands of like you go to a restaurant and they only have knockoff brands. It's a funny skit. And Dr. Thunder was one of them. Still consolidating around these lows. We do have current session low down at, what is this? Just below, just above 300, I meant to say. Sitting just above 300. I think about 240s. What do you got at 240s? Oh, down here? Yeah, I mean, it's prior day's low. That's like, that seems like an obvious point of interest for sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at it. I think you just need to wait and see what price actually does when we get there. I think that's always a lot more important than just like, you know, picking out an arbitrary level on the chart and saying, okay, I'm going to trade off of this level. How are you going to trade off of it? Are you taking a continuation? Are you looking for a reversal? What down there is telling you to look for a reversal or a continuation? You know, the how and why matters a lot more than the level itself. Buyers bringing us back into this area that had the passive seller. This is important to see whether the seller actually holds and whether we reject into the new lows, or whether we get a decent looking break and retest of this area. If the break and retest looks good, then I am not opposed to taking it. I'm just going to need to see something that tells me buyers are actually interested in moving away from this area. What up, Bam? I just saw you. What's going on, dude? What's popping? Okay, they are trying. Noted. Bert, I'm not Matt. My name's Jaws. Matt normally streams 8:30 a.m. Central until 10 a.m. Central. That being said, he is traveling for the next few days. So Jamie, British Matt, English Matt, is going to be taking his place on his time slot for the next 3 days. I believe Matt should be back on Thursday. But you're welcome to hang out. As to GC and NQ, I have literally no input for that. I'm sorry. I just don't know the answer. That definitely sounds like something, and I also want to talk to y'all about this, about the AI. What's going on in AI? That sounds like something you could ask AI though, I'm not gonna lie. If you have like a data set, like if you're able to go into your platform and like export, X amount of days of data on like a 30-minute chart or something, just like open, high, low, close data, 30-minute chart past 30 days. Put that into like ChatGPT and say, hey, can you test for correlations between these two products? I definitely think any AI model worth its salt could do that for you. Just as as an idea. Which brings me to the next question. Chat, I have seen some rumors. And by rumors, I mean like 2 Discord messages on Discord saying that Claude is washed and that GPT is the way. Can anyone confirm? Again, I told y'all I am trying to source out and kind of sniff out the best AI model for my upcoming needs. And I want your opinion. I saw that Claude might be washed. Okay, not washed. I saw that Claude might be bloated is the actual phrasing I saw, that like it's just taking way too long, taking too many resources to accomplish, stuff that shouldn't need that much. And then also just giving you like way too much information. Again, this is all hearsay. This is fully me just seeing some dude on Discord say this and say, hey, I haven't checked this myself. Let me ask chat. Because everyone knows y'all are the ultimate source of truth in all things. So what's the detail? What's the stats on that? You came back after 2 years. You were confused. Yeah, I get that. I feel that. I know, Ryan, I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to watch what I say there. I'm not trying to get I'm not trying to get redacted. All right, that is a large buyer stepping into an equally large passive seller, which is interesting. So passive seller is still defending this range. I'm definitely not going to short down here because I mean, one, y'all know I hate shorting. Two, we just wicked the lower Celt without breaking it specifically. Like if this had looked something like this, like we roll off this high, come down and break this, and then rotate back up and test the Celt kind of like this for a continuation setup. I'm not opposed to that because we've actually shown that there is momentum to the downside, something like that, and then get short here on the test of the Celt. Because we have actually like reclaimed the Keltner range, I'm not going to take any shorts there. I don't think that makes any sense for me. Sounds like a good way to get run over. As of right now, it looks like my original trade off of like 45 would be up 30 points-ish. See if it plays out for full target or not. Again, I didn't see anything super interesting down here that was like screaming at me to leave my trade on after getting missed by a tick. So I'm okay with pulling that as of right now. GPT for image gen, other prompts. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking at more of. So I have like I really don't have any like usage for coding because I mean, I suck at programming and I'm not planning on getting into it. I will leave that to the much smarter people, the much better prompt engineers out there. So I'm not super interested in that avenue. I'm more interested in like image generation, research, and just like general info of like if I need to like quickly educate myself on something, like giving me just like, the one-pager rundown of like a high level overview of whatever topic that might be. That's where my interest is. Codex GPT is good at resolving specifics. Yeah. When you say you build with multiple models, are you talking like programming? Like, is this coding referenced? Yes, I too love the AI overlords. I pledge my allegiance. You use Claude daily, but you don't pay? Yeah, GG's. Ultimate workaround. Interesting, use DeepSeek. GPT all the way. Yeah, that's how I'm leading for sure. I am definitely leading that way. Okay, good to know. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Good to know. Yeah, for reference, what I'm looking at is very much not trading related usage, like at all. Like I'm not like applying this to my trading or anything. This is solely like, truly, it's a lot more like content based, like media content based. Grok. So I tried Grok for a little bit. Again, I'm using free versions of all this, so like my experience is also pretty limited. I tried Grok for a little bit. I didn't hate it. I just didn't really use it enough to like fully grasp any differences between how it. Honestly, what I should do, what I really should do is just like, I should just give all three of the free versions the same prompt whenever I need something and just see what spits out the best answer for me. I think that's probably the best thing I should do in this case, truthfully. This is still holding the consolidation range from the lows originally down here, like 36s. GPT is the best. Okay, noted. Yeah, I don't know how many people I'll be turning into giraffes, but good to know. I don't hate that info. That's so funny. Liam, that's it's a really specific example. Who did you turn into a giraffe? I'm running on just ice here. Gonna need to re-up in a little bit. Oh, they're trying again. Okay, is this it? This looks decent. Wicked into the consolidation, trade lower. Yeah, that sounds fun. That also sounds like a TOS violation. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that one would fly. Buyers are trying again, still stalling out. This is not turning into the clean break and retest that I was hoping for. There's another large buyer coming in at the highs, equally large passive seller stepping in to absorb it. What does it mean, chat? What does it mean? So Shay, if you're still in here, this is what I was talking about how like, I know Bookmap has the whole like iceberg indicator section thing. This is not gonna like fully just flash and tell me, hey, iceberg. But if you're just paying attention, you can look at it and say, okay, large buyer here, large buyer here, large buyer here, large buyer here, all in the same area. It's reasonable to assume there is a large passive seller that's just been eating all of this the whole way. So you could kind of just, you know, deduce where the iceberg is roughly. All right, we are above the 76s to 60s zone. Worth noting. Again, y'all know I hate shorts. I'm not a good seller by any means, so I'm definitely not shorting any of this. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda kept my order on down here and be up like 40 points or whatever. I also don't hate pulling it. I think getting missed by one tick is very suspect. So I don't hate pulling it by any means. Turn a buddy into a giraffe holding a beer once. He's 6'5" and skinny. Got him. You showed him. That is funny though. And just like that, Lake Michigan disappeared. All because Liam needed to turn his friend into a giraffe. Okay, buyers still trying to trade above this. I'd be kind of curious to see what happens if there's a like a quick dirty sell attempt into like 64. Like just a little V down, V up. That could be interesting. Could be interessante. NQ'd was calling my name, bro. I'm telling you, NQ'd was calling my name, but I want to keep this up because I really want to see what happens if we try to trade back down into 70s. Agreed, Che. Agreed. I would take that. All things considered, I would be interested for sure. Okay. You gonna try it? Maybe. Little bartender ASMR. Very nice. Yeah, I remember that like first stream. It was like first or second stream. I fully ASMR'd y'all with the eating. That one's on me. I forgot that I need to mute for that. I was just straight crunching into the microphone. Tough scene. Sorry about that. It's my bad. Okay, buyers try to trade above this. Sellers slowly trickling this down. It looks like that might have been the bid. Womp womp. I wanted lower. I really wanted like sub 70, ideally down into like 60s somewhere. Might just be fully sitting this one out. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all know. We got RTH tomorrow. Some light, you know, some light. Honestly, dude, the RTH mean reversions have been so nice recently. As long as you're able to just be patient for them and not, you know, get hosed in the middle of the range like I did to myself. That's fully on me. Just bad trading decisions. But as long as you're able to be patient for the RTH mean reversion, honestly, they've been really solid recently. All right, that is the pump. Looks like I missed it. Yeah. That would have been 50 points for my original entry as well. Yikes. Tough scene. Missed my fill down here, took it off. I think I read this well, like in terms of the seller showing up here, looking, this passive seller, I should say, looking to hold below this, broke above. I just wanted this retest lower to look a lot better. That's all. I would have been very okay getting long like sub 70 into 60. I would have been very okay with that, with like a 20-point stop at the lows or whatever, 25. I just didn't get it. Oh well. It do be like that. All right, y'all know what time it is. Considering I have missed the trade, it is what it is. But considering I have missed the trade, y'all know what time it is. Time for some real trading. It's time for the only trading that actually matters, am I right? Oh yeah, this is real trading. Oh man, we're still pumping. Holy, I played myself, I guess. Should have blindly kept my order on, apparently. Absolutely played myself. Tough. Oh well. All right, what are we doing here? I mean, bid the lows, right? Hopefully there is a non-synthetic one in this today. I'd very much appreciate that. I do like the real price action ones a lot more than the synthetics for sure. Oh my god, F. Okay. F. Took a big hit on Thursday night on Encutal. Big hit, unfortunately. I swear, if Zach programmed this again to just be all sells, I'm gonna be upset. It just does nothing but sell again. Go. 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 Pump. No, Zach. No, Zach. Zach, come on, man. Why is it just selling every time? Unbelievable. What happened to markets going up? What happened to, 170 years of historical price action? Was that not enough? It's okay, it's gonna hit a heater and make it all back, right? It only takes one. Hello? Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, not again. Go up. no, no. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a fake out. Oh, they're all synthetic. Okay, I gotta recommend, I have to suggest like 5. That way he has options. I also need a port. All right, we're porting 6. Beautiful. I don't know, just do something like this, I guess. Oh, good news. Go up. Besson said we're so back. Go up. Besson said he's buying back bonds. Yay, there we go. It just takes one. It just takes one. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Danny's already gotten his in today. I see that. Very nice. Sick, sick, sick. We're so back. Oh, all-time 3? And the top 2 are cheaters? Hello? Hello? Oh my god, this dude, Yuri's up 34,000? Yeah, that's what cheating will do to you. Nice, nice, nice. We are indeed so back. Quite literally never been this back. That's incredible. I wonder how much further that kept going. Could I have milked that for like 10K? That's going in it's going in Gen Chat. Very nice. Dude, we're about to make the full Kelt low, wick out Kelt low rotation up into Kelt highs. Actually, we already went from Kelt high to Kelt low. Now we're back in the range. Rip. And I didn't take any of it. Rip. This was the opening candle. Was that guy? That's 1 minute opening range. Not bad, not bad. So I know this is a strategy. I haven't tested any of this. I'm speaking so off the cuff here, but I know this is a strategy. When you open outside of like whatever your tolerance or whatever your strategy for mean reversion is, whether it's like Bollinger Bands, counter channels, standard deviations, whatever it is, when you open outside, setting the opening range and then taking the opening range break back in through that range, I know is something that people do trade. I haven't really tested it out that much, but it is interesting to know because I mean, played out this time. I know a sample size of 1 isn't exactly useful, but you never know. Anyways, we're back to the middle of the range. Tough scene. Top 10, yeah. Not just top 10. Number 3 on all-time P&L, and the top 2 are confirmed cheaters. So what does that make me? Chat, am I the GOAT? Chat, streets are saying I'm the GOAT. Am I the GOAT? Let me pull that leaderboard up again real quick. Bow to your sensei. All right, that's enough of me posting not even, it's not even sim, it's simulation of a sim trades in Discord. 100% works best. Yeah, I mean, I like the Celts in general. Of all the like mean reversion / range reversion tools I've ever tried, I do like the Celts the most. What up, Emrod? What's going on? I think this week might look like, dude, I got no clue. I was saying we have like news pretty much every day in the morning. What I do think is interesting, if we are able to convincingly hold longs somewhere in this area, I was ideally looking for even a little lower here. I would have liked like sub this low 300 and then bounce, but looks like it's going up before that. If we are able to hold all of this, honestly, I don't think prior day's high up here at 540s and then even 760s is that much of a stretch at all. I think that's very on the table. Coulda, woulda, shoulda got this long though, I guess. Oof. Oof. All right, chat. I know this is a slightly early break, but I'm out of drink. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go make another tequila soda because it is happy hour. It's a Sunday, obviously. Everyone knows that's happy hour. And I will be right back. Let me throw up the little 2-minute sim. All right. Stay here. I'll be right back. What's good? What's good? Made it back. I'm just gonna assume that was under 2 minutes, right? Fair assumption. I did end up killing the whole bottle of tequila for anyone that's curious, which I know is not many people, but if you were curious, the whole thing is gone. So I've got a little bit in here. Figured I'd save the can cracking ASMR for y'all. Ready? Shouldn't be too loud, but you know, just ready. Volume warning. Nice. That was crisp. That was quick. How was that? Good? Bad? A decent pour or what? I see we haven't moved since I left and got back. Yeah, I mean, missed the short from the highs, missed the long from the lows. It's like 80 points each way, 100 points for the short. Now I'm about to sit here and watch price go sideways for a while. Lovely. It's okay, I have y'all. It is quite all right. I've got y'all, and that's all that matters. What up, 302? What's going on? How you doing? Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe we're just straight ripping. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, so like this kind of V pullback here, like from 430s down to 405, and then right back up, that is exactly what I wanted to see right here in the 370s to 360s. That would have been ideal down there. You know, whatever. Can't always get what you ask for. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm cool. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it, chat. Everything's fine. Don't stress about it. I'm not stressed. Are you stressed? I'm not stressed. Don't even worry about it. What up, road trip? How did I learn my trading style? A combination of years of getting absolutely bent by the market and watching other people and seeing what they were doing and looked like it was working, and then trying to incorporate that into a way that made sense for me. That's the long answer and the short answer. That is just the answer. Nah, Shay, probably not. I've been sticking with 3 micros recently on these 50K prop accounts, and I really like where the sizing is for 3 micros, just in terms of like overall drawdown and how many attempts at a trade 3 micros allows me before I have to like cut the day as a loss. So no, it's either, for me right now, it's either just 3 micros or bust. I'm good, Alex. How are you? What's going on? What is popping? All right, well, price is doing whatever this is. Let's do some of this. Very nice, very nice. Let y'all see the chart right there. Ooh, look at that spacing. Right down the middle, perfect. Ideal spacing. The Josh show, yeah, it is, dog. What's up? If you're looking for Matt, he's traveling the next 3 days, so Jamie's gonna be filling his spot in the mornings, but you should come hang out. Jamie's a fun guy. English Matt, we call him. proper English. Oh, that's brutal. Nice, nice, nice. That's awful. Oh, I have to reset from here. Oh, I sold, chat. I already sold. Are you kidding me? I promise I'm normally better than that. That is brutal. Okay, that's a nice flop. What am I supposed to do here? That's wild. F. I tried to get back a shot there. Didn't work. It's okay, I don't need that anyways. Watch this. I needed it anyways. Okay. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. That's still under par after I messed up that many times. All right, whatever. I'll take it. Could have been so much better, but I'll take it. Whatever. Cheers, by the way. Cheers. I've got to say, I keep looking at my camera. I am liking the overall vibe going on behind me. Much better than the... Matt called it a psych ward. Matt called it psych ward vibes, which, I mean, I guess with like the flat out, just like straight like super high exposure setting it was on, I guess that kind of makes sense. I see it. But I am a fan of the activities going on behind me. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I just saw you said, how you doing? I'm doing good. How are you? I don't know if I asked that, but I'm doing good. Can't complain. I imagine we kind of just range this for a little bit, right? Anything interesting to trade back down into? Or even up into? I mean, this area from a order flow perspective is kind of interesting, like right where we're holding right now. That's interesting because there are these big aggressive sellers that stepped in there at the highs and got paid a reasonable amount and got back down to the lows. So I don't hate it. Again, I'm not going to take that. I would much prefer a actual like reversion short setup off 466 where we actually wick out the Celts, ideally wick out current session high as well at 480 and then trade back down. That would be the ideal scenario. I'm just marking this out for fun. Don't entirely care about getting short there. Worth noting, we are pushing outside of value area on current session. That's what's visible on this DOM right here. These darker gray and then these more like radiant colored blue and red instead of the faded blue and red is outside of value versus the faded gray, like the light gray, and then the faded colors here are inside of value area. So that's another like mean reversion tool from a volume-based perspective that you can look at. Yo, GG's, Alex. I've been trying to attend a little bit of everyone's streams. I left my job this Friday as the director of a trading department at a gym to pursue freelance personal trading and trading as well. Dude, GG's. 1, good luck. I wish you the best. 2, I am right there behind you. 3, from the obviously you know a lot more about personal trading and like how to do all that than me. Duh, look at me, I'm tiny, underweight. That being said, with trading, be very careful. If I can offer any advice, be very careful about how much capital you invest into it. The number one thing you can do to elongate your career as a trader, and especially when you're just coming into it, when you're very new to it, and you don't really have a great understanding of like how everything is working out in like a longer time frame, be very, very cautious about how much money you actually put into it. Try to keep your expenses minimal with trading. That way it is quite literally the difference between having a learning curve / an education in trading that costs thousands and thousands of dollars and having it cost hundreds of dollars. Like that's the difference we're talking about here. So if I could offer you literally any advice, that would be it. Is just be very careful about how much you're investing into it and try to keep it minimal. Good luck, sir. And I enjoy having you here. Anytime you're trading, anytime you're just looking for a stream, feel free to hop in, bro. Always welcome. Trader tuition was 80K. Yeah, man, that's up there. It does get it can snowball fast. It can snowball really fast, up and down. Green and red. Down 8 bands. Good luck, sir. Good luck. Oh, speaking of 30 MNQ, chat, this is the update on the sim account. I want to be very clear about this number. This is a sim account. As y'all can see, it clearly says sim, but I have taken it from 10K to 8,000 under a million, which is hilarious, holding the most egregious trades known to man on like 5,000 micros, something light, some light. Probably not going to touch that today. Can't do too much back-to-back sim trading. That's when price movement is truly just in the trenches and we're not going anywhere and we're stuck in like a 20-point range, that's when you break out the sim account. But if we're actually moving like we are right now, then I'm not touching it. Entertainment value only, that's it. It is so funny though. Honestly, a really good experiment though, to also show you like the possibility of like, and this is kind of, I know not entirely, but this is kind of how institutions trade, is like their balance sheets are so big that if they're sitting in a loser, they can afford to sit in that loser until it turns green, which is basically what I did on the sim. I was down like 120 points at one point, and then it's a sim account, so like I don't care, I'm just gonna hold it. It literally can't blow up, and then what do you know, went into profit. What up, Mantis? What's going on? Shay, if you're asking me, like I trade MNQ just because of the leverage. Well, actually, volume and the leverage. MNQ's volume is like, I think almost exactly 10x what NQ is. So you just have a thicker book on MNQ. Like I can show you on this number that's moving down here, where my mouse is, where it's like 0.5 to 0.75, sometimes up to 1.5. That's the spread between best bid, best ask. So on MNQ right now, it's like hovering around half a point. On NQ, this is an NQ chart, pretty consistently above 1, sitting at like 1.5 from what I can see. And you can see on the volume, it's a lot thinner. So NQ is just a thinner market at this point in terms of like just raw volume, raw contracts than MNQ. That's part of it. Gives you like better volume information, I think, better delta information, as well as just leverage. Like 1NQ is kind of a lot of leverage nowadays. When market ranges average, NQ range over the last 30 days or whatever is like 700 something points. That's a lot of range. That's 14 grand on an NQ contract. So you have to ask yourself, if I'm wrong on the day, can I afford to be down 14 grand? The answer for most people, especially trading props, is no. Which I know obviously your stop loss isn't the whole day's worth of range. That's just an example, but it's an example. I'm trying to, how do I say that? I'm trying to, with words, describe the visual that I have in my head of what that looks like. Yeah, prop drawdowns. Like on a 50K account, it's usually between 2,000 to 2,500 in terms of like actual drawdown equity that you have in terms of risk dollars. Even though like a 50K account, like this 50K Lucid daily I've got going here, or a 50K take profit account, it says 50K because it's 50K in buying power, but that doesn't mean you actually have, you know, 50K in drawdown. Alex, the struggling to decide on sim to live trading, kind of sticky. Like true sim is nice for learning the buttons, right? Like how to buy, how to sell, whatever. If you are able to, you know, stay in sim for a while, just so you have like a good grasp of how you are actually executing in sim. But at the same time, in sim, you don't necessarily learn what it feels like to actually have money on the table and like have risk in the market, which is where props are a great segue, like a great bridge between having no money at risk versus having all the money at risk, like in a personal account where every dollar is, it's every dollar is your dollar. There is no like ratio of, okay, I can put in $60 to buy this prop account and get access to $2,000 in drawdown. There is no ratio like that in live. It's just your money's your money, right? Which is good and bad. But, you know, there's pros and cons to that. So if you're asking me, I would say whenever you feel comfortable in your approach, comfortable in your strategy, you have not blown up in sim, you know, and you feel like you are in a place where it makes sense to test out what you've got on an eval, you know, like find a decent eval. I personally really like the TPT 50Ks and the Lucid Daily 50K. That's what I'm working with. That's literally what I'm trading. So yeah, good luck, man. Whenever you're ready, whenever you're interested, conveniently, great timing. Matt actually just dropped the link. If you want to follow that link, tbm.gg/jaws, that takes you to the landing page. And actually, for your situation in particular, I think this is a really good idea for you. So I just hit that link, for example. Go and take this quiz. This is the prop firm quiz that Matt put together for literally this situation of like, hey, I have questions. What should I look for? Where am I in my trading journey? Literally this scenario is what this quiz was built for. So my suggestion to you is go to the website and take this quiz and go from there. But yeah, good luck, man. Exciting step for sure. Very exciting step. Shay, you normally trade equities though, right? Are you interested at all in trading props? Because you can't, as far as I know, I don't think there's any equity props yet. I don't think. But if you're interested in trading futures at all, then like, yeah, I think props are a phenomenal place to be. You just get so much access to so much capital for such a limited amount of risk. It's a very enticing structure, especially with like TPT, for example, where they don't have like a strict cap on your payouts. Let's say you hit, you know, an absolute heater of a day on TPT. On a funded account, you can not only withdraw on your first day of that funded account, you could technically withdraw it again if you had the buffer room above, you know, there's your buffer of like 2K plus 100 you have to make in terms of being able to withdraw, and then anything above that is withdrawable. Let's say you hit like a banger of a day and you hit 10K day or something, which I know is large. Trust me, I know it's a big number, but like, let's say, what if you could withdraw like 7K per account? First day unfunded, that is a unreal payout policy. Absolutely unreal. Coming back into Globex Open. 392. Well, kind of. Almost got there, didn't entirely. I'd be interested. I need to remark this on my chart. Actually, I'll mark it on the TradeC chart. I'd be interested in seeing, call it 78s to 70. And I have no idea if this is going to trade or not, but I'd be interested in seeing this if we got down there. I'm going to leave that marked up for a second just to see what happens if we get back down. Yeah, copy trading too. The account sync is copy trading 100%. That is, so like Apex, that's Apex's whole selling point, and that's what makes Apex a very attractive option for people, is the fact that you can have 20 accounts with Apex. That is just an unreal amount of leverage to have. Before I forget how to do math here. Before I forget how to do math. Live on stream, math on stream. Okay, it's all 2,000. So 20 times 2,000 is $40,000 in risk capital, which, just for example's sake, let's go with the no activation. Oh, Apex added the option for 5 packs? Wait, that's kind of sick. I didn't know that. I just saw this. That's awesome. GG's to Apex for that. That's sick. Yeah, Apex is by far the cheapest all-in right now. For intraday trail, even with no activation fee, 20 times 49 with code TBM. 49s are all in on a no activation fee with Apex right now, times 20. You're all in on Apex right now for 20 accounts is $980. With, assuming you pass on the first try, you get access to 40,000 in risk capital. That is crazy. That is a wildly good deal. GG's Apex. All right, back into priorities closed, 392s. Or I keep saying priorities close because I used to mark my priorities close with blue, like this exact blue. No, they won't freeze it. They will push you to live. So like in the live push, they'll just say, hey, your performance is great. We're going to move you to live capital. Here's an option to take, X amount out in payouts, and then the rest gets pushed to live. And then you're trading a live prop account as opposed to a sim account. That being said, sim funded, you can still get paid out of. Eval, you do not get paid. Especially on Apex's new accounts, the rule structure on the new ones is very cut and clean. I mean, they basically have the entire rule set on like the first page, right? Whoa. You don't have to try all 20 at once, my guy. I mean, if you're that confident, go for it. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but yeah, just keep in mind, you don't have to go all in at once, my guy. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. What was I going to look at? Oh, the rule set. I believe their rule set, yeah, their rule set is literally just bullet points on the front page. This is it. Their new rule set is extremely cut and clear, which is nice. Okay, holding Globex open as of right now. Was there anything interesting there? There was not. No order flow that's interesting. Not yet. I agree, Chart Dad. I agree. They have made some really positive changes that I love to see. When Tradester's out, I know I keep talking this up. When Tradester's out, I am absolutely going to be attempting because there's no certainties in trading, but attempting to rip the maximum stack, the fully loaded stack. So 5 TPT accounts, 5 Tradeify, 5 Lucid, and then 20 Apex for a total of 35 accounts. Like, the math there gets pretty wild pretty quick. I mean, you could trade 1 micro and make 50 points a day, $100 per account. You're looking at a $3,500 day. That's pretty outrageous. Bjorn, that's just there because they used to have a rule where if your risk to reward, your average risk to reward was greater. Depends how I'm saying this. If you're like, let's say your risk reward was 6 to 1 as opposed to, and I'm saying risking 6 to make 1. I'm not saying risking 1 to make 6, but they're saying risking 6 to make 1. They had a rule specifically against that. They have gotten rid of it at that point. That's what that means. Yeah, end of day is end of day. Sorry, chat. Just taking a little Instagram flick. A little something, something. Like, your drawdown stays, not that it's not realized, your drawdown stays static till end of day. So like on intraday, it depends. So let me go back to the website. I hate to keep bouncing to the same thing, but it's important for the sake of the example. I want to make sure I'm giving y'all like actual, legitimate information. Shay, if you're in an intraday trail, intraday means that it trails you up on your unrealized. Let's say you're in a position, you go up $1,000 on said position, and then it comes back halfway, so you're up 500, and then you close the trade. Your intraday trail is at that high watermark of 500. I'm gonna do a little example here. Yoink. For those that are watching that know, this is what I mean. Sorry. So intraday trails your high watermark. So like if you go up 1,000 and then close at 500, you are down technically 500 from that high watermark. So yeah, if you hold for longer moves, if you like intraday swing, so to speak, of like, hey, I'm going to hold this trade for like, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, the whole day, then end of day is probably a better option. If you are very quick in and out of trades, and you are not like letting the trade come back on you at all, then intraday is a good option because intraday is a little cheaper as well. End of day, and let me go through the 50K. End of day, with standard 50K is 55 versus intraday is half that. Anyways, I'm just sitting on the same page the whole time. Wicked out, Globex open, not Prior Day, not Prior Day close. Got it right. Yeah, exactly, Shay. Let's see if we hold 92s, huh? Nothing big order flow wise, like at all down here. Coming back to retest 92s, I don't hate it. If I saw like a big order show up here, like something obvious, you know, something that says, hey, there's a buyer or a seller here who is really, really trying to make something happen here and isn't able to do it. If I could see that show up, I wouldn't hate potentially getting long here. Starting to bounce it 10 points ish up. Yeah, nothing order flow wise, so 3-minute doji. I don't know if oh, keep pressing the wrong key. Genius. I don't know if Mitch is watching, but Mitch, if you're still on the 3-minute doji tech, let me know what's up. How we doing here? I don't know if he's still on that though. I know that was a little phase. Nah, Shay, you're good, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in. How many times are we going to retrade 92s, man? What are we doing? Okay, this is interesting. Large buyer tried at 405s, didn't find it. What happens here? Sell through this low, maybe? Sell through this low into 70s, maybe? Could be the move. Could absolutely be the move. Also, for all y'all watching, all y'all just tuning in, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I know there's also a few people that have tuned in since then. Texas Ryan in the chat, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend, Texas Ryan, is going to be coming on stream tomorrow night, same time, same place. Make sure to be here. Should be an interesting one. I'm very excited. Again, was a tough sell on the booking agent, back and forth with the management company, but we were able to work out a deal, and I'm very happy to have him on. He's a busy man. All right, we're coming back into the area I'm kind of interested in. Right where these large orders were, I would love to see like a big spike into this and then a reclaim. That would be sick. Or it front runs me by a point again. I think the appeal for M&Q for most retail, I think the appeal with M&Q for like in general is just the lower leverage exposure. It's exactly 1/10 of a mini, right? So if you literally cannot afford to hold a mini because that's a lot of notional and a lot of money being thrown around, then micros are a great spot to be. And that's also why nanos are being tried again by the CME for that exact reason. Ranges have expanded on NQ by so much. Like, you used to open up NQ charts for RTH Open, for New York Open, and have like a 50-point range for like 3 hours. Now we open and it's 100 points within 2 minutes. It's crazy. So just having the lower leverage exposure is helpful for a lot of accounts. All right, let's see a wick into 70s, huh? That'd be ideal. Wick into 70s, aggressive spike lower, aggressive spike back out of it, pump. What up, Zach? Zach, what's good? Zach, let me show you what's good, Zach. Zach, I don't know if you're ready for this. Oh, there's the spike. Okay, I'm watching that, but I'm also legally obligated to show Zach. Okay, Devin Trade smoked me. Never mind. I was gonna flex the leaderboard. Devin Trades absolutely smoked me. That's good. By 1,300. Ah, no, Narwhal Tay beat me too. Never mind. Come back tomorrow, Zach. Sad. I thought I was about to flex. I thought I was about to pull up a nice Muscle Beach flex. I got flexed on though. When the flexor becomes the flexi, tragic. What does the spike lower look like? What are we looking at? Okay. Okay. Zach did make Encudo, yeah. That is his creation. Which is awesome, by the way. All right, slight test lower again, and I am willing to take this. Emphasis on slight, though. We're just going to V out of it, or what? Oh, y'all can't see this. Sorry. I do have my cursor over the join bid button. If and when this decides to get there. All right, that's interesting enough. I am filled on that. I'm just going to leave the maximum stop open there. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to give that like much more than that. Ideally, like to see, truthfully, like new high on the session, and then I'd be willing to take 1 off or 2 off, like 450s if we get up there. That's going to be a game time decision depending on what that looks like. But I am comfortable with that long. I'll definitely look to trim the stop as well as this trades higher. Like once we reclaim like 410s, I would be willing to move the stop to this low at 370 just so that I'm tightening up my risk by a lot. but we'll see. Now's everyone's favorite part, the waiting game. Sit here and wait for a trade to play out that might take 5 hours. Knowing Globex, knowing Asia session, very real chance that I'll be sitting in this until London Open. And then some. Go look at leaderboard now. Oh no. What am I about to open? Hey. GG's Mitch. Mitch trying to close it up. Zach, what happened? Oh no. And Brett, oh no. Boys, what happened? What's going on? What's in the air, man? What were they putting in the water? I haven't seen you take a trade on air with that much conviction in a minute. Hey man, sometimes two things. One, sometimes you just, have a trade you feel really good about. And I like this one. I definitely like it a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense. Second, don't jinx me, all right? Chill. Throwing out a mega jinx there. There was one trade on stream. I forget who it was or even when it was, but there was one trade that was just like an omega jinx. Like, I mean, terrible jinx. I forget what it was though. I also don't remember if it was my trade, like if I jinxed myself, or if someone in chat was like, hey, longs look good, and then it just plummeted. This is definitely the reaction I'm looking for. Big question is like, how sustained is this? But this is definitely the reaction I wanted, for sure. Let's see some pumpage though, why not? Let's see it just go rip to target immediately. That would be goated. Okay, GG's Bjorn. Thank you for standing by your guns there. I appreciate that. I appreciate you not just like completely randoing on me and being like, yo, longs look sick. And then meanwhile, you're like long 7,000 minis on a sim. Yeah, Chart Dad, your trade should be your trade, 100%. Stick to your trade, whatever that might be. All right, there's the retest. So my rule with break evens is that I give it one chance to retest. And then if this holds, and let's say we, retest, what is this? 380, and then rotate back up to like 400, 410s. If that holds, then at that point, I'm comfortable moving to break even. And obviously if this, just pukes through my entry and then hits my stop, then it's a stop, whatever. But if this holds and then moves back up to like 405, 410s, I will move it to break even at that point. Got to get there first though. All right, there's the sweep without low. End of the day, I have a grand total of $200 in risk on, so if it stops out, it stops out. Not like I'm porting the account on one trade, What do we got here? Big seller at the lows. That's a little sus. The fact that there's a seller there and we didn't immediately V out of it, a little sus, but you know, we ball. It is what it is. We ball. Normally, if there's like an aggressive puke like this with a seller at the lows, the ideal scenario is that we immediately V out of it, because I don't know if this is the right word, but it's a fake seller, so to speak, of like a big seller pukes the lows, exhausts out, and then that passive buyer that absorbed all that selling becomes active and starts market buying back up. This is looking like it's probably cooked. Oh well. I don't think moving my stop below these lows makes sense. I think if we're getting this deep into this whole absorption area right here from 76 down to 60s, if we're trading this deep into it and we break it, I think new lows on the session make more sense than you know, like hard pivoting at this low specifically. Lows are currently 302 quarter. Oh well. Yeah, this is almost certainly cooked. That is okay. I gave it a shot that I thought made a lot of sense. It do be like that sometimes. When this stops out, any other longs on the day, I wouldn't really be that interested in until we sweep out this current low at 300. I'd want to see this low go, and then I can talk about a long. So wicking this out does nothing for me, because the obvious target is just new lows on the session. All right, there it is. Nice, nice, nice. Very curious to see what happens here now. It's going to be a real middle finger from the market if it turns and rips right here, but I have trouble seeing it not sweep at the very least this low. Okay, there's that low gone. Again, I'm not that interested until we go trade out 300. Vibe check real quick. How are y'all doing? Up, down, green, red. Are you executing the way you want to be executing? Are you making mistakes that you know you shouldn't be making? Are you breaking rules? Are you not trading at all and you're just watching? In which case, GG's. That is generally the correct option in Asia anyways. Are you drinking on something? Because if so, cheers. All right, still going lower. Again, just puke into the lows here, sweep out 300. That gets interesting. Should mark that out for reference. Mixed bag. Just watching. GG's. Break even route, not bad. Good place to be. Try to pass 25s. Good luck, sir. Good luck. 25-ish points away from the lows. Ish. Emphasis on ish. Do you get punished on props going in and out too much? Not necessarily, like not any more than you normally would with like, you know, commissions. But no, not like you don't get like specifically punished for managing a position. As long as you can prove that it is a that it is part of your strategy, so to speak, like as long as you can prove that, hey, this is just how I treat this scenario, then definitely not. If they ever do have a question for you, it'll be along the lines of like, hey, why do you do this in, you know, certain scenarios? Is this really the pump? Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I'd still like to see lower, man. Yeah, I would still like to see lower. I'm not going to get involved before this takes out current session low. And if it happens to bounce and run here, it happens to bounce and run. I think current session low at 300s is just way too obvious a target. As enticing as this looks, having these large sellers show up at the low, which again, inversely means that there is an equally large passive buyer that is willing to accumulate all of this. I would really like to see new lows in the session before I participate in anything. Yeah, Shay, you'd be fine. Again, as long as you can prove that's like normal operating procedure for you, you should be fine. The only thing I would mention is, so in prop world, the like rule set, so to speak, is usually called a knowledge base. Whatever prop you end up choosing, whether it's TPT, Lucid, Apex, Tradeify, whatever prop you end up choosing, I would just make sure to go into their rule set first, into their knowledge base, and just confirm that there's no rules on like, they'll call it like micro scalping basically, of like having like super frequent entries and exits. Just confirm within their knowledge base that they don't have like a specific rule against that, and you should be fine. And if they do, and you have a question on it, email support and say, hey, I was reading your knowledge base, I saw this. If my average trade, you know, time frame looks like this, am I within your rule set? I think would be the way that I would approach it. Like basically, if you have a question, just confirm it. Low consolidation here. Again, I'm not taking this until we sweep out that low. Like as enticing as this looks, and it's gonna suck if it turns and runs right here for 70 points or whatever. I want to see this low get taken. Like, let's sweep 302s and then bounce. Why not? No way they do it to me like that, right? Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way, boy. I'm not surprised. This was a nice consolidation down here. I would love to see sellers ram this through the lows, man. I really don't want to see this bounce at 310. That's going to be abysmal. If this is where it decides to bounce all the way back up, that's just going to be soul crushing after getting stopped out on the way down. What up, Foreign Rom? What's going on? How we doing? Okay. Okay. Oh, another big seller at the lows. 5 points shy. Everyone calm down. Everyone stay calm. We're almost there. Chat, stay calm. Okay, stay calm. Okay, that was lows by a tick. That's interesting. Lows by a tick is yeah, that's interesting. I can't tell what it was there. I've got 302 though on my live data side, so I'm definitely gonna go with that. Huh. More sellers still coming in at the lows. Delta's building, negative 495, 500. Okay, there's the sweep at a point lower. Let me in. At this point, I am willing to take that. Swept it by a point lower and then started to bid out of it again. I'm interested, to say the least. Ideal targets like that, I would take like 2 off at Kelt mid though. I mean, I'm interested, to say the least. Same idea basically as prior trade. The fact that we have sellers coming in at the lows here having so much trouble, and then I was looking at order flow on Delta here, and I saw we swept the low by a tick, and then I saw buyers start to come in. This went from like negative 500 now down to negative 420. It's a lit. It's interesting to me. See what happens. Who knows? Might get hosed here, in which case, you know, whatever. Make it back during RTH, which I feel like, unfortunately, is how so many of my Asia into RTH sessions have been, is like Asia's an L, and then RTH is just like an immediate 600 point banger. Not 600 points, sorry, $600 banger. I really do be like that sometimes. Oh, wow. A lot more Delta came in at the lows. This is now negative 565, but we're rallying out of it. I don't want to jinx it, but that's a good sign for buyers. Delta puked at the lows and we bounce out of it. It's a really good sign. Another sweep of the lows. I like it, man. Sellers have had so much trouble getting through this. I like it. In before. Oh, Bjorn, by the way, I forgot. Did you also get smoked on that other trade? Are you in the same boat as me? All right, I am gonna leave this here to sell one if we trade up into like 62s, 63s, just because this would cover my L on the prior trade, and then that leaves me 2 MNQ basically risk-free for any continued pump. Ideally, like full target, ideal scenario is we sweep out these lows and then just go right back into the highs with full target at like prior day's high, and then an intermediate target somewhere in here between like 480 and 440. That's the ideal scenario. Again, see if it happens, but at the very least, getting this first one off at 64 is the first step, just to get break even on the day, so I don't have to grind my way back out during RTH like every time. Yeah, Shay, that's basically the move. Sometimes, again, if I so RTH moves differently, truthfully. Like Asia, this has actually been a really good movement-wise Asia session. I definitely haven't capitalized on it the way I should necessarily. And part of that comes down to just being on stream. Like, I don't know how else to explain this to y'all. There's like a different pressure, a different like thought process that goes on when you're trading live on air. So I definitely could have capitalized on this better. That being said, this has been a really good Asia session movement wise, like price is actually moving. There have been some Asia sessions where it's like we're sitting in like a 30-point range, 40-point range, and we're not going anywhere. So this has been nice. That being said, during RTH, sometimes I won't stick to that like order management. I will like, for example, I'm trying to think, what was the most recent one? I think on like Friday. Yeah, on Friday, off open, basically, I hit, it's just like a same trade idea, basically. Like, I'm always looking for something to mean revert with the Celts. So like down here, I like getting long because it's a Keltner mean reversion to go back up towards like Kelt mid. I think that makes a ton of sense. In RTH, I didn't necessarily let that ride with like a runner and an extended profit target. I just took everything off when it got to target just to lock in and then just get out. Also, because you know, Shay, don't tell anyone, but this was at work. I'm at Schwork, right? So like I have other stuff going on. I just have to be careful with like my time management. So I just took it off and said, I'm out. All right, 14 more points. Pumping my first fill would be nice. I am going to move this break even at this point. There's zero reason to take a loss on this. I know this isn't the one test break even rule. That being said, if I am up almost 50 points, there's zero chance I'm letting that come back for a loss. GG's, Shay, GG's. That's funny. How many hours a day? As of right now, I'd say like 4. So like 3 hours roughly at Globex, and then like an hour-ish in the mornings. A lot of times less in the mornings though, like 30 minutes recently, unfortunately. A week from now, it's gonna be, I was thinking about this today actually, like what I had a time block, you know, and like time manage life when you have changes going on. Once those changes happen and my time becomes a lot more available, the rough plan is going to be 3 hours in Globex, obviously, for the stream. And then probably, because I still want to keep my gym routine. This is like getting more personal, but like I like having my gym routine in the mornings, either running or lifting, just to like get active and get moving on the day and like do something. No way they're fronting on me, right? There's no way. Boy, no way, boy. So just to like do something and get moving is always nice. And then be on screen from like 9 a.m. Eastern. You know, hit the tail end of Jamie's stream, catch Matt's stream, hit the early, like the beginning of Liam's stream. And then from there, probably get off the charts. Are you kidding me, by the way? Is this another one tick wonder? What is this? Do it. There we go. Nice. All right. So that brings me to I'm sorry, did I do that math wrong? I did do that math wrong. Okay. I'm an idiot. Break even on that would have been 100 points, not 50. I'm an idiot. All right, that at least brings me down to worst case scenario, down like roughly 100 on the session. I can live with that. That's doable. That's fine. Ideally, this just runs all the way back up to like here. I'm going to leave this up for now in case we get some like Omega spike, but as of right now, that's kind of what I'd be looking at for like an intermediate target to get taken off at. And then ideal scenario is, you know, the Omega target is up here at priorities high. What was I saying? Time management. So having that like 4 to 5 hour like routine in the morning will be nice. And then from there, it comes down to like, how do I manage? Like, that's my core is what I was calling that. That's my core time of the day to like get stuff done. And then from there, it becomes a lot more selective in terms of like, what do I need to prioritize on? What is the most important thing I can be doing? As well as also making sure that I leave myself room to like enjoy life, you know? Like, I don't know if anyone golfs here. We are coming into golf season. I don't know if you would know anything about tee times. A Tuesday 2 p.m. tee time is undefeated. There's no one out there. Sometimes you just play by yourself because there's, again, no one out there. It's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Or you just get some like super chill old dudes that are all retired that don't care at all. And it's just the best time ever. So got to make sure you leave room for yourself to have fun, right? Like life is, there's work, there's play, and then there has to be a balance. So that's what was going through my head today. Is just like, how do I approach the management side of all of that and make sure that I'm like, one, you know, getting closer to my goals every day, because that's big. Let me just move this up a little bit. I definitely want to still be in a position where I'm like, you know, working to achieve something. But at the same time, how do I structure that from a time perspective of like, okay, I have X amount of hours in the day. What am I going to do with those hours? Played 18. GG's. Very nice, sir. Mantis, did you walk or ride? Last time I played 18, I walked all 18. My whole group actually walked 18. I was with 3 randos, and they were fun. We were dead by the end of it because we walked all 18, but it's fun. All right, there is the sell back down. The big question is, how deep does this get? Because if this stops at like 40s, like if this stops roughly around like 40s to 30s, I think this looks excellent to continue pushing. Real. Very real. Road. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking though, Mantis. September, weather starts getting, I mean, for me, what September starts getting cooler. I know for y'all down there, September is still probably like 85 every day. But for me, like tail end of September, especially, you start getting some like nice, like high 50s, low 60s days. Intermittently, there's still a lot of like 75 and all that. But like those nice, like low 60s days are like perfect, like quarter zip weather. Just go out there, just swing at it, get loose on the range, and then just try to pipe it. It's over 100 still in September in Texas. Oh my God. Dang, dude. What am I in for? In Texas then? And I know Texas is huge, right? So like in the, isn't there like a triangle, right? Am I bugging on that? It's a triangle. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. The triangle. So you have San Antonio up to Dallas and then to Houston. This like triangle. That's what I'm referring to when I say the triangle. And then Austin's obviously right here. In that triangle, what is the like when does it start really like noticeably getting cooler? October? You're saying it's brutal till October? Is that like when you say brutal, like okay, it's like it's hot, right? What happens in October? Like what makes it not brutal? Is it like 70s or are we talking like 60s? '80s? Oh my. No more 90s. Oh my. Okay. It's not what I was expecting. That's not what I was expecting at all, actually. F. Yeah. Well, that'll be exciting. Try my best to manage. I didn't realize it stays that warm for that long. So what is like what's Thanksgiving like for y'all? Is Thanksgiving like 70s? Because honestly, that sounds awesome. Thanksgiving up here is like you're lucky if it's 60. Realistically, you've got like low 50s to high 40s. Although I saw recently, and let me check that this is actually true for where I live specifically, because this was about New York. I saw recently that New York City got reclassified as a subtropical climate, which is really interesting because this is on the back of like all the flooding that happens recently. Literally, whenever it rains in New York now, the whole city just floods. Aha. It is true. New York City is officially classified as a humid subtropical climate. For decades, NYC was a humid continental climate. And then because of global warming, we are a little warmer. Explains why it like never snows in New York now. So then what about where I live? Let's see. I'm going to assume based on how close I am to New York, because I am close, like an hour and a half away, that I would be in the same bucket. Yeah, this is whatever this is, climatecontroljournal.com. Climate Control Journal is saying the state is situated at the transition zone between the southern end of the humid continental climate and the northern portion of the humid subtropical climate. Okay, this website's just wrong. Hot, humid summers, while winters range from mild to hot. I have never in my life experienced a hot winter in Connecticut. Okay, new website. I don't know, everything's saying transition zone, but I'm just going to assume based on the fact that New York got reclassified, I'm just going to assume that I am also now in a subtropical climate, which is interesting. I was pretty taken back when I saw that, actually. My cold water's hotter than the hot water. Rip. 60s to 80s in Texas for Thanksgiving. Nice. It's a big range. October to mid-December is like summer in Chicago. I have never been to Chicago, so I have absolutely 0 point of reference on that. I know, Shay. It comes through in like waves. I mean, climate change, like it's unpredictable. It's erratic. You'll have winters where there's like barely any snow, like we did for like 5 years, and then you have one winter where it just snows like every other day, which I like. Like, dude, I love snowboarding. I plan to snowboard for my entire life if possible. You know, God willing, my like knees don't blow out or something. And I would love to be able to live somewhere reasonably close to go snowboarding. That being said, if I have to travel for it as well, that's fine. I have no issue with that. Because, you know, travel looks a lot better when you're in one of these bad boys. Pull this guy up. This is a nice attempt to pump, by the way. Would love to see this continue. Travel looks a lot better, feels a lot better when you're in one of these bad boys. You know what I'm saying, chat? You know what I'm saying? Look at it, chat. It's beautiful. I wouldn't mind. So I was looking at like distance from like Austin to like Taos in like New Mexico. And it's like 10 hours. But like, I mean, if you hate driving, obviously, you know, don't do it. If you don't mind driving, which I don't mind driving at all, I think it's, especially if you drive through somewhere scenic, I think it's very fun. You know, I wouldn't be opposed. When I switch from boxers to long underwear, yeah, that's the gauge. When you switch from like shorts to sleep to like full pajama pants, that's the real gauge. Nah, I didn't just buy one. I'm thinking about it though. Very much thinking about it. Considering it more so towards like year end, like when there's sales, and especially when they roll out the 2027 models and then 26s are up for sale. Ideally, I would love to get like a discounted 26. Would be sick. What was the what are we looking like on order flow? Oh, interesting. There was, it's been selling this whole way down, huh? Which again means there's a passive buyer that's holding this, which is good. What up, Thundercat? How you doing? It's popping. This all looks fine, assuming we hold this low at 46. If we crack 46, I think 20s are probably on the table very quickly. Shay, are you married? Thus shows abs. Bro, I'm not Liam. I'm not showing my shins and abs. I'm not Matt either. I'm not showing my shins. Y'all ain't seeing the feet, sorry. I saw what y'all did to Liam. You're not getting feet out of me. Okay, gotcha, Shay. Gotcha. Oh, ABS absorption. My bad, bro. That took me a second. Yep, yeah, no, that's on me. That's fully on me. That makes total sense now that I read it back. I just thought that was a reference to like y'all trying to scheme Liam into showing feet. If y'all haven't seen, I'll pull it up real quick and then y'all can go join on your own time. If you haven't seen, this is the Discord. A link in the description as well as bottom right, the overlay, tbm.gg/discord. This is the sticker. I can't zoom in on it, unfortunately. Like this just, it is the size. This is what y'all have done to Liam. I will not be going down that route. Wait, what? What do you mean you were bombarded with feet? Did I miss this? I saw Ape is back. W. No, I don't see this. I'm actually just gonna leave this. I was gonna delete the sticker after I showed y'all, but I'm just gonna leave the sticker there. And then whenever Liam opens the chat again, he can just look at that and be reminded. Thundercat, yeah, well, first off, good luck with the surgery. Best of luck. Second, yes, if you're even like considering it, I'm gonna tell you right now, the answer is yes. Again, obviously make your own decisions, but if you're looking for my input, that is my input. Is yes. Lock yourself out. Have a good surgery. I hope it goes well, and I'll see you soon. Oh, this was yesterday? That's funny. Nice. That's hilarious. What up, Prem? Yeah, it's chat's been on a feet thing recently. You know, it's not business as usual. It's a phase, I think. But chat has definitely been on a feet thing for sure. All right, let me get some water. Just been sipping on tequila soda all night. Okay, that being said, it is 10:30. Y'all know what that means. It is. I'm still just sitting in this trade, by the way. This trade very well could take all night. Like, no joke, all night. Would be sick if it plays out, but this could take a while. So I'm just gonna let this rock. That being said, it is 10:30. It is definitely time for the Wordle, because y'all know this could take, oh, Squidward song. Hold on, get rid of this. There we go. Y'all know me with the Wordle. This very well could take either 2 minutes and I hit a banger. I flex on y'all with my banger, or this could take literally all stream. I don't know. But we are going to find out. Let me just do my cropping real quick. Sick. That doesn't really work, does it? Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Advertisement. Nice. All right. I'm thinking Young Falcon or what? Okay, 2 letters. O and an E, chat. O and an E. What do y'all got? Anything? Chase doing truly. None of those are gonna play because I have an O. Well, an O and an E, I should say. I definitely don't think the O or the E come first, which is sticky. Maybe they do. Woven? Sure. Nah, it can't be woven because the O is in the same spot. Yeah, good try though. It was a great go at it, actually. I would never have thought of that. I know. Anson, I got no idea, bro, because I'm long, so I think you should see whether shorts make sense for you, man. Aloes? Is that a word? It is a word. Oh, sick guess. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Maybe the O is first. O-L something E something. O-L older? No, no R. Not elbow, unfortunately, either. That wouldn't work, right? No, it would not. Let's try it. Oh, what a snipe. What a snipe. Got it in 3. Was that 3? That was 3. Chat, we're on a heater tonight. GG's. Big GG, Shay. That's awesome. Awesome. Very good. Very good. All right. All we've got left is ripping the GeoGuessr. Do that in like 10 minutes. Olden. I'm assuming Olden referring to like, you know, like an olden tree. An olden bicycle. Like it's like a tense of old, I think. Yeah. Like the olden days. It's like a tense of old. Nice. That's awesome. Fire. And no, I agree. It does look weird. It's a weird looking word. It's not a word you see that often. That being said, if you like even words you see often, if you look at them too much or like type them out too much, they start to look really strange too. I had that happen the other day with the word corporate. I forget what I was typing, but I had to type corporate like 5 times. And by the end of it, I was like, this word just looks wrong. What does the order flow look like right now? What are we doing? Not much. Bounced out of the lows really nicely. That looks great. And then have stalled out pretty aggressively. Not ideal. I mean, it's still holding higher prices, so I can't be mad. I just can't help but think this is going to, at the very least, sweep out 46. just because we've spent so much time here trying to trade higher 1, 2, 3, working on 4 times. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope this just rips. But we've spent a decent amount of time here trying to trade higher and have not found it yet. So we'll wait and see, I guess. How are y'all doing right now? Anyone in a trade? Anyone in a trade at this moment in time, currently at this moment? Or are y'all just chilling? Because chilling sounds good to me too, not gonna lie. Sometimes just chilling and not sweating out a trade is pretty nice. You're in a long, JT? Enjoy JT. Is that like that type of tea? Or is like your name JT, you know, like the golfer? And it's a play on words. What are we talking here? Wait, is this just a giant ad? JT, like the letters. Okay, got it. Okay. I see. Interesting. Ooh, this is a fire looking oolong tea though. Aged oolong? There's aged tea now? Yo? Yo, there's aged tea? Post-oxidized tea. Is it like a dry aging a steak or what? Banging. Thunder, I did not see that. That's crazy. GG's. That honestly is the best way to go, in my opinion, to go about holding like a really long trade. And like after the stream, if I'm still in this trade, like I'm not sitting here babysitting and watching this for the next, 5 hours or whatever. I'm just gonna, I don't know how TradeC treats these orders yet because I haven't had a chance to test it out. So I'm not going to leave this one on. But if I'm still in this by the time like I'm going to bed, then I would probably just take this sell limit off and leave my target at prior day's high up. And then just, hope that I come back tomorrow or, tomorrow morning or whatever to a fat profit. And if not, that's totally fine as well. Exactly. If I was watching, I probably would have been stopped out. Exactly, dude. That's like the best way to manage those really long trades, in my opinion, is once you have your orders set and you have a break even to where it's risk free and you're not going to lose money, and then you've got a target set, just leave. Just leave. Would I trim one more? No. Because I'm only down 100. If I was down like 300, sure, just because that way I can kind of claw back further to break even. If I'm down 100 and I end the day down 100, like realistically, it just doesn't matter. Like straight up, the 100 plus or minus 100 just isn't going to move the needle necessarily. So I'm very okay with just ending you know, worst case scenario ending negative 100, and it's whatever. Because you have to think of my opportunity cost there of like, if I take this off here, let's say up, what is this, 60 points? Sure, I'm locking in 60 points, but if I'm already at a point where I don't necessarily care if I'm, you know, red by 100 or green by 100 on the day, because that's what we're talking about, killing it here would put me up like 70 bucks or whatever overall on the day. If I don't care that much about where I end up within that plus or minus 100, I can make exactly and net a lot extra. I can make a lot more. If this goes and hits 540, I'm up an additional, was this 130 points? No, 230 points. I'm not doing that math right. No, 170 points, something like that. Extra 170, that's like 300 per contract. I'd much rather take that opportunity cost than just try to, like, you know, keep myself a break even as long as I can. I hope that made sense. I kind of rambled on that. I definitely kind of rambled on that. Defried, I would not. I like fading. Sorry, not fade. I like mean reversion. So if we're at the lows, come up into the highs. All right, what was I going to do? Look at spec trades? I was going to look at spec trades. Thunder, where, how far back am I looking? Oh, I found it. Hold on. I found it. Long at, I'm going to call this like 5 o'clock your time. I rambled for sure. Yeah, that's Phoenix. That's on me. Along like 5 o'clock your time up until, I'm going to assume this is like 1 a.m. your time. It's a pretty big hold. And it's still ripped too. That's crazy. It still kept going. You like to see it. GG's, good trade. Very nice, sir. Very nice. All right, it's 10:48 my time. It is time. Obviously, you know, I'm keeping the trade on screen, but it is time to hit the old daily quota. Oof, they might be trying to sell it right here. This is kind of do or die. We've had these big sells coming in so far, and enough of a sell to break out or to sweep out current session low. If longs are really holding, I would love to see us hold this turbo we had up, sweep out this low at 34, whatever. Sorry, 46s, sweep this out, and then keep ripping. That's the ideal scenario. Sorry, that was a little loud. All right. The old mandatory GeoGuess. I know Jamie's been playing this a lot too. I wonder if Jamie's gonna bring this on prime time. That'd be kind of funny. Let's lock in here. Let's lock in. Eastern Europe, maybe? I'm gonna go like Kazakhstan, maybe? I know it's not Eastern Europe. Ukraine? Maybe, yeah. Huh, can't read that. I don't hate that guess. KHK. That's funny. I think Ukraine's a solid guess. Sure. Oh my god, dude, I could have gone Kazakhstan, bro. I knew it. It was in Kyrgyzstan, but Kazakhstan's way closer. Team Trader, I ain't never listened to you on Wordle again. Sorry, on GeoGuessr. Unbelievable. What a sell. Pakube. I mean, tropical for sure. Oh, what is this? I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat and Google it because I know I'll find it. Malaysia? Is that a Malaysian flag? Sorry if I'm offending anyone for not knowing that. It is Malaysia. Oh my god, I'm the GOAT. I might actually be the GOAT. Can I get a guess as to where in Malaysia? I might have to just send this one. Yeah, the place is huge. What is this? How cold is it? How cold can it possibly be in Malaysia? That we're all in jackets? There's palm trees, man. What is it, like 75? Oh. Oh, Malaysia's just the southern half. Good. Makes it easier. I want Dabong and Guamasong. I have a minute to find this. That's a crazy name. Oh, it's gonna be like some really small place, isn't it? Oh wait, this whole thing. Oh yeah, I'm not finding that. $30. No. I'm gonna have to just send a guess. $10. No. Ah. Okay, that was reasonably close. Did I pass this? I might have. Where's Guamasong? I see Dabong. Anyways. All right, not a bad guess. That was decent. I can get behind that. Bro. What am I supposed to do with this? The hints, man, the hints you get after you guess it are the worst things in the world. Like, I know that if once I don't guess this correctly, the hint is going to be like, brick shingled roofs are a common sight in wherever. And it's like, yeah, really? Just there? Nowhere else? The hints are awful. Or my favorite one was when it gave me a hint about the license plate, which is blurred out, so I can't even see the license plate. And it's like rectangular license plates are a common sighting in wherever. It's like, sick, bro. I can't see it. Dude, what is going on here? Give me a sign. Hello. What's up, buddy? Chat, where does this dog live? Where is this dog native to? Also, nice pump on buyers right now. Y'all can see that on the chart. Buyers trying, which is good. I'd like to see them try and succeed, obviously. I'm seeing zero signs, man. Absolutely. Oh, hello. Spain? Like countryside of Spain? That's saying town center. Is this Portugal? Because it said España that way. This kind of looks Portuguese. And it's got to be close to the border. I have 55 seconds. Ifanes. No clue what that is. I might be totally off because this... Oh, this is... Buyers are fumbling. Not what you want to see. It's a big border. I might just have to throw it right here. Okay, right country, wrong side of the country. F. I should have started from the north side, apparently. Oh well. Bjorn, I'm struggling enough. You want it to be harder? All right, these are some sick mountains, by the way. Wherever this is, I would love to visit. I swear, they're all... I have not seen one of these land in the US in so long. Casa Grande. I'm gonna guess South America, because it just gave me one in Portugal / like Spain area. Does Mexico have mountains like this? I've never seen like highlands like this in Mexico. Acuna Presidente? Hey, yo, where did Acuna run? Where was this dude? Hello. Where was that dude running? Palenque? Oh, this is so cooked. Buyers tried, failing, F. Oh well. Gotta lock in here on the more important things. Diesel. Grifo de Sal. Grifo el Sol de Sal para Peru. Peru and mountains. Hello, where's Peru? I'm sorry, Peruvians. Bro, where am I blind? Aha. Left. Nice. It's like visible from the mountains. I mean, this could be... Honestly, we're just throwing it here. I'm fine with that. Whatever. I'm totally fine with that one. What? Man. Where in China is this? Like agricultural China, which... Japanese. Oh, this is Japan. Okay, thank you. My bad. I'm sorry to all the people I've offended by that. That's my bad. All right, agricultural Japan, because this is very flat. I'm going the wrong way. It's kind of all they gave me to work with. It's just like a greenhouse. All I got was a greenhouse. Oh my God. Man, what am I supposed to do with this? I feel like I'm warping through time. What's going on here? Pretty garden. Yeah, I got no help here, huh? Imagine not labeling your exact coordinates on the outside of your house so that the Google Street View car could come find it. Unbelievable. All right. I got no help here. Agricultural Japan. Lots of pines. That's a good guess, sir. That's a good guess. Odds it's on the island of Sapporo, or whatever this island's called. Wait, is this where Sapporo beer is from, by the way? Because that's fire. That's awesome. This doesn't look like where Niseko would be, because this is very flat, so I'm gonna actually guess. Sure. Come on, man. Come on. Really? Ah. I had it. I just need to keep going up. This is... Hold on. See, this is what I mean by the hints are garbage. Overhead arrows above the road marks, mainly seen in Hokkaido. Are we for real? Who's gonna know that? These hints are awful. Yeah, I was gonna say, did y'all see? I can't go back, I guess. I didn't see any water there. We're this close to the shore and I saw zero water, really? Whatever. That's not my best showing. I've been hitting silvers recently and I've been feeling pretty good about it. That's unfortunate. All right. Coulda, woulda, shoulda been, I think, a lot better. I feel like I had the potential to be a lot better than that. But it is what it is. Yeah, small recap for me and then get going. Took a trade, took a loss. Full stop on that is what it is, 200 down. Got long the wick of these lows, have been in this trade for the last hour or so roughly. Scaled out of 1 just to lock something in. And this is kind of looking at this point like it wants to come back on me, which it is what it is. If it wicks me out, it wicks me out. It's fine. Either way, I'm going to be letting this just kind of ride overnight, which means I'm also going to take this off. Don't feel like managing it. I'm not about to babysit this for 6 hours, so I'm just going to let this ride overnight and come back tomorrow and see whether it's up or down. But either way, good stream. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Real quick before you go, a couple big things. One, I'm going to have Ryan on stream tomorrow, which is very exciting. So make sure you're here and present with good questions for Ryan as he comes on the Jaws show for the first time tomorrow. He's been on Jamie's stream, so this is my first time getting him in my realm, and that should be exciting. Otherwise, make sure to capitalize on the discounts available. TPT is still 50% off. Hit the link in the description to go find that, as well as Apex being super cheap, 90% off all in right now. You can get an Apex account all in for like 25 bucks. That's crazy. So go ahead and look at that. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, I will see y'all same time, same place, right here tomorrow. Back for another Asia session. Hopefully some good movement with the one, the only Texas Ryan. But otherwise, have a good night, y'all. It was good hanging. And if you're continuing to trade, be smart, be patient. I'll see you tomorrow.